The digital world we live in today is dominated by large corporations. Your data, your interactions, and even the way you connect with other people are all under the control of a central boss. Think about your social networks, your messaging, apps, and even your digital finances. All are controlled by centralized servers, which can, at any moment, decide what is allowed, what is censored, and what happens to your information. This centralized architecture creates an environment of surveillance, where trust is not guaranteed, but rather granted by a third party. Power and wealth are concentrated in the hands of a few, while users lose autonomy over their own digital lives. It is in this scenario that the promise of a digital revolution emerges. Imagine a world where the internet is, in fact, free and decentralized, a place where your data is truly yours, and where applications function without the need for an intermediary. This is the essence of dApps, or decentralized applications. Unlike their centralized counterparts, dApps do not reside on a single server. Instead, they run on a globally distributed network of computers, ensuring that no single entity can exert total control. The search for a platform capable of sustaining this vision has been intense, and the developer community has been looking for a robust, secure, and versatile environment to build the next generation of the Internet. The conflict, therefore, is clear: the old centralized model versus the promising decentralized future. The question for all innovators and developers is, what is the perfect foundation to build this new world? It requires a platform that not only offers the technology, but also the principles of decentralization and censorship resistance. A platform that is more than a simple database, but rather a complete environment for executing trustworthy code. It is in this context of searching for the ideal platform that Ethereum emerges as the main candidate, promising to be the fundamental cornerstone for building a fairer and more transparent digital future. While Bitcoin was the pioneer, introducing the revolutionary concept of a decentralized digital currency, its architecture was intentionally limited. Bitcoin was designed to do one thing, and do it incredibly well: transfer value. Its code, while ingenious, was not built to be programmable in a complex way. This rigidity, which ensures its security and stability, also prevented it from being a platform for something greater. It was an excellent currency, but not an environment for creating complex applications. It was this gap that a young visionary named Vitalik Buterin noticed, envisioning a blockchain that could go beyond simple value transactions. Ethereum, launched in 2015, did not limit itself to being just another cryptocurrency. Its true innovation was not Ether, ETH, its native currency, but the creation of a decentralized virtual machine, the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. The EVM transformed the blockchain from a simple transaction ledger into a world computer. Imagine that instead of just recording that A sent X to B, Ethereum allowed you to send a set of instructions or a piece of code to the network. This code is then executed and verified by all the nodes, ensuring that the result is the same for everyone. This ability to process arbitrary code opened the doors to a new era of possibilities. The EVM made Ethereum a Turing-complete platform, which means that, in theory, it can perform any calculation a regular computer can. This programmable flexibility is the foundation of everything that would follow. Without the EVM, smart contracts, DeFi, NFTs, and all the dApps we know today simply wouldn't exist. Ethereum was not just a new cryptocurrency. It was a new kind of internet where trust didn't depend on a company, but on mathematics and code. This paradigm shift was the turning point that established it as the platform of choice for building a decentralized digital ecosystem. The true power of Ethereum lies in its most fundamental innovation, smart contracts. At its core, a smart contract is simply a self-executing code that lives on the blockchain. Think of it as a digital agreement, where the terms of the contract are directly written into lines of code. This code is stored on a blockchain, and when the predefined conditions are met, the agreed-upon actions are automatically executed, without the need for an intermediary like a lawyer, a bank, or a company. For example, a smart contract can be programmed to release a payment to a freelancer as soon as they submit a job, or to transfer ownership of a digital asset once payment is received. This automation and lack of intermediaries is what makes smart contracts so revolutionary. In traditional systems, trust is placed in a central entity which can fail, be corrupted, or impose fees. With smart contracts, trust is transferred to the code. Since the code is executed transparently and immutably on the Ethereum blockchain, everyone can verify that the contract will do exactly what it was programmed to do. This eliminates the risk of manipulation or one party not fulfilling their end of the deal. The agreement is guaranteed by mathematics and cryptography, not by the promise of a person or company. By eliminating intermediaries, smart contracts not only reduce costs and increase efficiency, but also break down the barriers of the traditional system. They enable the creation of decentralized finance, DeFi applications, where people can lend, borrow, and trade assets without a bank. They enable NFTs, ensuring verifiable digital ownership. They are the engine of every dApp, the code that automates the rules, manages assets, and interacts with users. In essence, smart contracts are the law of the decentralized world, and Ethereum is the legal system that executes them fairly and reliably. ***. Security is the cornerstone of any financial or digital system, and in the decentralized world, it is the basis upon which trust is built. Ethereum achieves an unparalleled level of security through its network architecture. Thousands of computers, known as nodes, are spread all over the world, each maintaining a complete copy of the blockchain's history. For any transaction or smart contract to be added to the network, it must be validated by a large number of these nodes. This means there is no single point of failure. An attack to corrupt the network would require controlling an overwhelming majority of these nodes, a virtually impossible and economically unfeasible task. Beyond the network's robustness, immutability is a fundamental characteristic of Ethereum. Once a smart contract or a transaction is recorded on the blockchain, it cannot be altered or erased. It's as if it were carved in stone. This feature is vital for trust. For dApp developers and their users, immutability ensures that the rules of the game will not be changed halfway through. A loan contract cannot be secretly modified to change interest rates, and the ownership of an NFT cannot be arbitrarily transferred. The history of all actions is transparent and auditable for anyone, at any time. This combination of massive security and permanent immutability is what allows dApps to operate without the need for a central authority. Users do not have to rely on the goodwill of a company or government. They can rely on the integrity of the code and the network itself. It is this certainty that encouraged developers to build multi-million-dollar financial applications, voting systems, and digital identity platforms on Ethereum. The network's security is not just a technical feature. It is the fundamental promise that the platform will function as expected, protecting the assets and data of everyone who uses it. A successful platform is not solely defined by its technology, but also by the human ecosystem that sustains it. In this regard, Ethereum shines brightly. It boasts the largest and most engaged community of developers in the blockchain world. This army of innovators, engineers, and researchers is constantly building, testing, and improving the ecosystem. The sheer number of brilliant minds working on the platform is an unparalleled engine of innovation, ensuring that Ethereum is always at the forefront of technological development. The vitality of this community creates a virtuous cycle. The more developers participate, the more tools and resources are created, which in turn attracts even more talent to the platform. This vast network of developers has spawned an unmatched support ecosystem. New developers looking to build dApps on Ethereum find an impressive array of available resources, detailed tutorials, comprehensive documentation, development frameworks like Hardit and Truffle, and open-source code libraries. This abundance of tools and information not only simplifies the development process, but also lowers the barrier to entry for new ideas to become a reality. The community operates collaboratively with forums, research groups, and conferences that foster knowledge exchange and the solving of complex problems. This robust community is also crucial for the platform's governance and future decisions about upgrades, such as the recent transition to proof-of-stake, are openly discussed and implemented through a consensus process. This ensures that the direction of Ethereum reflects the interests of the community as a whole, rather than being dictated by a single entity. This decentralized approach to the platform's evolution is what sets it apart, ensuring that it remains true to its core principles and continues to be the preferred foundation for dApps that value decentralization, resilience, and continuous innovation. No platform is perfect, and the main challenge Ethereum has faced throughout its history has been the issue of scalability. As the network grew and the number of dApps exploded, the main network began to experience congestion. This resulted in high transaction fees, known as gas fees, and slow confirmation times, which made the user experience costly and frustrating for everyday users. For many, Ethereum's limited scalability was seen as the main obstacle to its mass adoption and the building of applications that require a high volume of transactions. However, Ethereum's evolution roadmap has always addressed this issue head-on. The major turning point came with the transition of the consensus mechanism from proof-of-work (POW) to proof-of-stake (POS), a monumental event known as the merge. This change didn't solve scalability directly, but was a crucial step, making the network 99% more energy efficient and laying the foundation for future upgrades. The merge was just the first of a series of major updates. The subsequent phase, dubbed the surge, aims to enhance scalability through sharding, a technique that divides the blockchain into smaller, parallel chains, allowing the network to process many more transactions simultaneously. The promise of Ethereum's evolution roadmap is a platform that not only works today, but is continuously being improved to meet the demands of the future. The ongoing upgrades demonstrate a commitment to resilience and evolution, showing that the developer community is actively solving the network's challenges. This ability to adapt and improve without compromising security and decentralization is one of the reasons why developers continue to choose Ethereum as the foundation for their most ambitious projects, trusting that the platform will be able to grow along with their dApps. Even with planned upgrades, the main Ethereum network, or Layer 1, may not be enough to handle the massive transaction volume of a future with billions of dApps. This is where the concept of interoperability, and more importantly, Layer 2, L2, solutions come in. L2 South are protocols built on top of the main Ethereum blockchain. They process transactions off the main network and then consolidate and send them back to Ethereum for final validation. This architecture allows dApps to achieve enormous scalability, with significantly faster and cheaper transactions, relieving congestion on the main network. The beauty of Layer 2 solutions, such as Arbitrum, Optimism, and SE-Sync, is that they inherit Ethereum's robust security and decentralization. They don't create entirely new, isolated blockchains. Instead, they use Ethereum as their security settlement. This means developers can build highly scalable dApps on these networks, knowing that the integrity and finality of their transactions are guaranteed by the same massive processing power of Ethereum. This interoperability is crucial, as it allows assets and data to move freely between the main network and Layer 2 South, creating a cohesive and efficient ecosystem. This approach to scalability is one of Ethereum's great advantages over other blockchains. Instead of forcing developers to migrate to a new network that might sacrifice decentralization for speed, Ethereum offers an ecosystem that allows for the construction of specialized, high-performance solutions. Layer 2 South are a testament to Ethereum's flexibility and the ingenuity of its community, showing that the platform is evolving to become the central hub of an interconnected universe of dApps, where scalability is not a problem but a feature of the architecture. The true proof that Ethereum is the ideal platform for dApps isn't just in its technology, but in the diversity and success of the projects built upon it. Ethereum has become home to an incredibly varied ecosystem that goes far beyond simple financial transactions. The decentralized finance, DeFi, sector is perhaps the most prominent example. Platforms like Uniswap and Aave allow users to trade, lend and borrow cryptocurrencies in a completely autonomous way without the need for banks. DeFi has transformed how people interact with money, proving that it's possible to build a more open and transparent financial system. Beyond finance, Ethereum is the birthplace of the NFT, non-fungible token movement. Artists, creators, and major brands use the platform to tokenize art, music, game items, and collectibles, ensuring verifiable and transferable digital ownership. Projects like CryptoPunks and the Bored Ape Yacht Club have shown the potential of NFTs to create new economies and ownership models. Ethereum's ability to guarantee the uniqueness of a digital asset is what allowed this multi-billion-dollar market to flourish, proving its versatility beyond just money. Ethereum's flexibility has also made it the foundation for gaming platforms, digital identity systems, supply chains, and even decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs. DAOs, for example, are companies or communities whose rules are written into smart contracts, allowing members to vote on decisions transparently and enabling the organization to function without centralized leadership. This vast range of applications demonstrates that Ethereum isn't just a niche platform, but the foundation upon which a new and diverse internet is being built, capable of supporting innovations in almost every industry. Choosing a platform to build a dApp goes beyond functionality. It is an ideological decision. In the tech universe, the battle between centralization and decentralization defines the future of the digital world. Centralized platforms like those that dominate the internet today offer speed and convenience, but at the cost of your autonomy. They are controlled by a single entity that can, at any moment, change the rules, censor content, or even shut down the service. While other blockchains may promise decentralization, many end up making compromises to achieve greater speed or lower cost, concentrating power in a smaller group of validators or a founding entity. Ethereum, on the other hand, stands as the greatest champion of the decentralization ideal. It was designed from the beginning to be resistant to censorship and single points of failure. With its transition to proof of stake, the network became even more decentralized, with thousands of validators operating worldwide. The platform's governance is public and transparent, and the evolution roadmap is openly discussed by the community. Ethereum is not controlled by a single company, but by a global ecosystem of developers, users, and validators who share the vision of a freer and fairer internet. This unwavering adherence to the principles of decentralization is what sets Ethereum apart from its competitors. For dApp builders who seek to create applications that cannot be taken down, censored, or controlled by third parties, the choice is clear. They are not just choosing a technology. They are choosing a philosophy. Ethereum offers the guarantee that the rules of the game will not be changed, the network will not be turned off, and applications will function exactly as they were programmed. For the future of Web3, where autonomy and trust are fundamental, this promise of decentralization is unparalleled and makes it the ideal platform. Ethereum's journey since its launch in 2015 has been proof that the vision of a decentralized internet is not only possible, but is becoming a reality. Throughout this roadmap, we have explored the pillars that have established it as the ideal platform for dApps. The ability to execute smart contracts has revolutionized how we interact with code and trust, eliminating the need for intermediaries. Its network architecture, with unparalleled security and immutability, offers a solid foundation where developers can build without fear of censorship or system failures. The vibrant global community of developers not only sustains the platform but also drives it toward constant innovation. Furthermore, Ethereum has demonstrated its ability to evolve and overcome challenges. the transition to proof of stake, and the roadmap of updates such as the surge show that the platform is actively adapting to solve issues like scalability. Layer 2, L2, solutions complement this evolution, offering a bridge to a future where billions of transactions can be processed efficiently without compromising the security of the main network. The diversity of use cases from DeFi to NFTs is the final testament that Ethereum is a versatile ecosystem capable of hosting the next wave of digital innovation. In short, Ethereum is more than a technological platform. It is the foundation upon which Web3 is being built. Its promise of a fairer, more transparent, and user-controlled internet is what attracts dApp builders worldwide. They are not just choosing a tool, but an ideological partner in the battle against centralization. Ethereum's legacy is already being written in the lines of code of every dApp that resides on its blockchain, and its future promises to be the fundamental cornerstone for building a digital world where power is truly distributed.